And I'm sorry to say this, Undertaker, from the beginning. Garnacho is not close. You're talking out your ass, Cherry, to Chelsea. Oh, it is very close. It's personal terms have been no problem. Official bids are on their way in. Man United are looking like they want to sell. So the idea that it isn't close to being a completed deal, I think, is a little bit of copium there, Mr. Undertaker. I really, really do. Obviously, we're going to touch on that transfer. We're touching on what Arsenal are doing. Man United formally putting in. It was edited by Fabrizio. He wrote a 40 million euro offer for Patrick Dorgu, which has now been retracted. It's a 30 million euro bid, so around 25 million pounds. And there's a feeling that deal is close to completion. We're going to look ahead of some of the games coming up this weekend as well. So loads to talk about, loads to go through. Make sure you're hitting the like and the share buttons. Get your comments in as well. Any questions you've got for the panel, feel free, to send them in, because I know there's loads going on right now. And instantly, look, Chelsea fans in meltdown here. Again, the Undertaker says, we are not getting top 4 this season. Let me just throw this to you, Staffy. There are a lot of United fans kicking off and angry. There are a lot of Chelsea fans fuming at the idea of getting Garnacho. How do you see this deal? First of all, from a Chelsea perspective, is it good or bad business for them?
Excuse the pun there, Undertaker, but you're a dead man walking, because there's nothing you can do about it. You're getting Garnacho and you just have to accept it. If you want me to listen, I guess have to be unbiased here and take my Man United hat off, even though I don't want to. But now, listen, I understand the Chelsea frustration. I think it's a little bit overboard with some of the things that I've heard and said. I've heard particular people yesterday, and I won't drop names, but I heard particular people yesterday on YouTube and on Twitter saying, I hope he gets injured in today's game. I hope he breaks his leg. I've never wished an ACL on a player. So I'm like, whoa, okay, it's not that deep, bro. But I understand the frustrations. They haven't had a recognized goal scorer in their team for quite a while now. And listen, you know, I've been a fan of what's his name, Nico Jackson. But the more you watch him and the more you see his struggles, especially in front of the net, you do understand that at least he needs someone that's equal to his level of development or wherever he's in his career, but he needs to have different attributes with his goal scoring. You need someone who's just an out goal scorer, and then you got the striker who can do the link up and all that. The fact that they still haven't got one in, it is frustrating, and I understand why. And when you see the type of links that they're having, especially Garnacho, especially with the amount of money that they are going to drop on Garnacho, which is rumored to be somewhere around 60 million. So I understand the frustrations, because that 60 million, that's like 3 million off getting Osimhen. And whether that door closed or not, that's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that money is a striker's money, and they need a striker. And it's been evidential that they need a striker. They're not getting a striker. They're actually going to get another winger. And it's not one of those where they're just going for potential on a cheap. No, they're spending a lot of money for potential. I mean, 60 million for a 20-year-old is always a lot of money, you know. Forget his numbers in the Premier League. So I understand where the frustration is coming from. They're not really addressing the biggest areas that they need on the pitch right now, which is, as I said, as a striker. Or even, I'll tell you what, even if they went and got a goalkeeper, they'll be like, we still needed a striker, but at least I understand that you went and got another position that we're weak in, which is goalkeeper, because David Sanchez is not it. A big chunk of your money going to Garnacho, who they don't deem as that good. I understand where the frustration is coming from, you know, so I do hear it. As a United fan, listen, there's still a bit of a meltdown with the United fans as well. And everyone's saying, who sells these young... Someone told me this yesterday. They're like, oh, I've never seen Bayern, Barcelona, and Real Madrid sell these youngsters. Why are we doing that? Number one, that is completely incorrect. Because as I said before, you look at La Liga, the La Liga is infested with Real Madrid academy products. The only difference is we just hold on to them for too long. We grow this weird attachment to them. We all think they're gonna be the Timu version of the class of 1992, and then their value ends up dropping in a couple years, and then we don't get any money for them, and then we wonder why the club is not doing well with PSR. So thankfully, fans don't run these decisions in the board, and it's the professionals that make these decisions. But by that case, every academy product that we have wouldn't be sold. I'll tell you what, they'll do the same thing with Collier next. We had a little bit of a talk about him yesterday, me and you. And I look at him, I'm like, bro, he's another flipper that if we can get 10 to 15 mil for him in the next season, I'll gladly sell him. In fact, look at the chat saying we sold Mark Gui to Chelsea. That was Barcelona. That's like an academy product that they sold. So that is actually factually incorrect. But yeah, listen, to turn down 6 million potentially from Chelsea, that number one leaves your competitor, goes into your pockets, helps you with your PSR issues because apparently the experts are saying that we're on the verge of reaching PSR. If we get that 60 million, that allows you to spend about double to triple of that money in the market. So you get that money, you do the PSR thing, and now you can actually go and reinforce and sign a player that might fit the system a little bit more, depending on what the manager wants. The only bad thing about it is the player FC people. And I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Under Amarim, I don't care for player FC. If you want to cry over Garnacho, if you want to cry over Casemiro, you want to cry over Rashford, choose who you want to cry over, but just go pick a corner and cry in that corner quietly. I don't want to hear you because I don't care. All I care for is the progress of that team and this club being able to succeed with this manager. And if it means that we have to sell a player or two right now that you guys like for the betterment in the near future, so be it. So I'm happy, bro. I'm happy for the Chelsea tears, and I'm happy for the Garnacho stand tears. It's a great day for me, bro. Happy Friday, everyone. Smash a like on the video.
How do you see this, Lawless? You know, a lot of United fans angry that youth players are being sold. It's against the the club's philosophy and mantra, etc. Do you agree with the United fans saying that?
Look, I understand it. Like as a West Ham fan, with similar, in terms of our love for bringing through academy players and seeing young players come through your club. It's always something that you take great pride in as a fan. So I completely get it. I heard the Garnacho chants ringing around Old Trafford last night as well. I heard some songs for him. So yeah, I think some Man United fans like Staffy and others do too much with saying, he's trash or he's not that good.
I didn't say he's trash. I spoke for like 3 minutes, not once.
No, I'm not saying now, but I think, maybe Don, it's you to down. I think there's a talent there. He's not been good, but listen, there is no downside that I can see to selling this guy for 60 million.
Exactly. I was going to ask you that. Do you think he's 60 million, Lawless?
No.
If West Ham come out right now and say, hey, guys, we're signing the next big talent for 60 million, and you're getting excited, like, oh, shit, who are you signing? And then you see the news says Garnacho. How would you react, Lawless? Honestly.
Yeah, listen, no, I think that is just good business because it seems to me that he probably don't fit the way Amarin wants to play, maybe not fit his style. And if he's happy to sell him, you want to back this new coach, this new process. If the guy, Amarin, says, yes, I'm happy to sell him. We don't need him. I want to go in this direction. If he's like fighting and kicking and screaming, I want to keep this guy and they're selling him, then all of you guys should be unhappy with that because you're trying to back this new process and he's saying, I need him. So, yeah, great business. Like you've said, pure profit. Go and invest. Look, he's 20 million. He 20 years old. He could get better. But at the end of the day, I can't see him ever. I think he can definitely improve, but I can't see him becoming that world-class superstar.
There is a ceiling to how good he can get, Lawrence. Yes. And that's the thing that some people don't understand. Listen, there's a lot of times where I came out here after a game and I said a lot of people are trash. Don't take that too serious. I'm emotional after a loss. I'm a football fan. We all do that. But in a regular setting where I'm talking to you right now, based on just logic, and there's no emotion right now that is motivating the way that I speak, I don't think Garnacho is trash. I thought yesterday actually had a decent game. Just because he got
find it curious that Amarin started him, like he actually started the game because
I knew he was going to start him because it's not like we have any options to play in that position.
Because if he does get injured, that's a £60 million deal. If he did get injured,
you've got that. But at the same time, Chelsea and other clubs are deliberating whether we pay that. What you can't do is say to Chelsea, he's a top performer, he's a top member of our team, you've got to pay top dollar, and then he's sitting in the stands. Because this is where
I think if he sits in the stands, Terry, it sends one message that he is actually leaving. So I don't think we could do that because there was nothing agreed.
There's that, and I think this is the problem with all these conversations. Your point you raised, Lawless, holds water, but it's like the United fans getting angry about it. We are losing about over every 3-year period. We're losing nearly £200 million in interest payments. And the last 12 months, it works out about 60 million. So I saw one genius United fan today say, so we're selling Garnacho for 60 million to cover the interest payments. No, I don't even know where people are getting this bad math and business sense from. We're not selling Garnacho to cover the interest payments. We're selling Garnacho for, I think there is layered reasons. And the problem with a lot of football fans, all of us, we all do this at times, is we are all subjective and emotional. I like Garnacho, so it's a disgrace we're selling him. Well, how about the key football decision makers and the manager think that how we want to progress and play over the next 2 to 3 years, he'll do well at it, but they don't think he's going to be amazing at it. So therefore, he's an asset we can sell to raise money, to bring players in who will be better in the new system than Garnacho, in the hope that Man United are made better. Now, as much as they say that's a disgrace and we shouldn't sell him, what I've just said also holds water. I'm just imploring Man United fans to control the narrative a little bit, remain a little bit more patient. You maybe put out your criticism, because I personally don't want to sell him. My personal feeling is I would like him to stay. But at the same time, I keep saying it every week. Not every defeat am I going to have a meltdown over. Not every decision that my board make, I'm going to criticize it. In fact, when we brought in Dan Ashworth, I thought it was a good bit of business. 9 months later, when we learned what he didn't work, when actually the bad decision was actually bringing him in and giving him an opportunity. So sometimes there'll be decisions you think are bad that will end up being good. Sometimes there'll be decisions that you think are good that will end up being bad. But I just don't think we can be having, at this stage of what we're trying to achieve, we can be having a meltdown at every single situation. And for me, I think I'm seeing people say, yeah, but we pay 70 million for Højlund. How are we only getting 60 million for Garnacho? But this is where the logic goes out the window. But we all know we overpaid for Højlund. We all know that up until the summer just gone, we were drastically paying over the odds for everyone we bought. So it's crazy. I'm hearing people turn around and say things along the lines of selling him as bad as us buying Mount. But that was done by two completely different groups of people running our football club. I don't understand how we're muddying.
Not just that, by the way.
It's crazy.
And I feel like a lot of people miss this. And I'm going to ask you guys. I already know that you know what the answer is. But I'm going to ask you right now. Lola, since you're not a United fan, if you are selling a player right now, let's say Kudus is selling, who's one club you can bet on to come in and pay more odds than anyone else? Who's the first club you think of that, you know what, I can get max money out of this club? Who
Chelsea.
is it? Well, other than Chelsea, you would probably say Man United.
Oh, Man United.
Man United are known to pay over the odds, right? No, I'm not saying in a world where like we just need this play. I'm just saying Manchester United are known, and everyone says this. All our rivals say this. They always say Manchester United are known for overpaying for players in the market. Okay, so they always say that. The minute we sell a player, who's one club that we know can't bid for him? It's us. So you're talking about the giant, one club in the world that everyone knows when you want to settle a player, someone is going to come in and overbid. It's Manchester United. You already lose a juggernaut in the market because you are that juggernaut. I can't sell to myself, right? So people need to understand, because we overpaid for certain players, it doesn't mean that other clubs will do. Because there's no equivalent to Manchester United when United are selling. You know what I'm saying? So you lose that one team that you know are guaranteed to come in and maybe pay a little bit over the odds. So when people say, how come we bought Højlund for 75 and now we're only going to sell Garnacho for 60? Number one, Højlund should have never been 75. And we all at that time thought that was a mistake. Secondly, there's no one that's going to come in and do the United job when United are selling. So we have to now look at who potentially could be the replacement for us in that scenario. It could be a Chelsea. It could be an, I can't even say an Arsenal, but it has to be one of those big clubs. We are fortunate to be in a situation where Chelsea, in the situation that they're in and the stage that they're in, they're even willing to come in and spend 60 million on a player who's not a priority for us. And honestly, it's not even a priority for them. The closest bid to that is 50 million euros with bonuses from Napoli in a league that Garnacho doesn't want to go in. You just have to look at it right now, United. Is it an opportunity that's worth of me taking, or do I just say no? But I'll be honest with you, I don't think we'll ever get another offer like that for Garnacho. I really don't think so.